Hi there, I'm Stephen Leptak, Executive Editor of The Drum, and this is the latest interview as part of a series talking to the chairs of our awards coming up. And for this interview, I'll be talking to the chair of the Online Media Awards, which we're announcing. And just to make sure I definitely get the title right, so I'm talking to David Tomczyk, the Digital Editor-in-Chief of the Evening Standard. David, thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you doing this all the more because there's so much going on as we're in the middle of trying to keep on top of what is a constantly changing world, never mind just a developing story. So thanks for taking the time.
That's a pleasure. Thank you.
And what I'd like you to do is, can I ask you, first of all, for your Chairman's Award pick, what or who did you choose to award?
So I chose Ollie Duff, who's the editor of the I newspaper and inews.co.uk. And it was a pretty straightforward choice for me.
So it's interesting you went for a person as well. So I'll ask you about why you did that. But what was it you saw in Ollie that you thought he deserved your Chairman's Award?
Well, first of all, to date, I think what Ollie's been doing across for the last few years across the I has been really strong. The award was obviously about the last 12 months, and iNews online, so inews.co.uk, has really been quite an incredible platform. So there's some great growth, some really good coverage, some good campaigning, in particular on news, but I think across the board it's been, it's had quite a broad spectrum of different types of content, and you can see how they've really been pushing to grow the site out. I think it's been, in other words, over the last 12 months, it's been doing better than ever before. I think a lot of that's down to Ollie's leadership, and what he's done over the last few years has fed into that growth. You can see how there's great continuity in tone across the print and digital publications. I think also on social media, they're doing a really good job at getting a younger audience, which is always very difficult to do. So I feel like a lot of that's down to his leadership. I think that the brand itself is great. I think the content's great. And I think, without him, it wouldn't be what it is. So I felt like he deserved the award this year.
Well, congratulations to Ollie. I'm sure he appreciates those very kind words. What else did you see then? Why did you choose to give it to Ollie rather than a piece of writing or a campaign that anyone had run?
The awards more widely, I think, have recognized what's been really good in the industry over the last 12 months. I think, there's, in the awards, there's great diversity in terms of how things have been awarded. And I felt like, I wanted to create a balance in what was being awarded to different parts of the industry. And so, it's not that there wasn't a great team or a great platform or a great campaign that didn't merit, a great award, but most of the stuff that's really good managed to, get over the line and get an award where it was deserved. And I felt like, although there is clearly an Editor of the Year award, there's not really a Leader of the Year award, and so that it kind of felt like it was the right thing to do this time.
Oh, that's really interesting to hear that. I'll put that to the organisers as well. That's a good idea. In terms of then overall, from all the work that you saw, is there anything that stood out in terms of trends or the way that media was going or may continue to go despite all that we face? Is there anything that stood out to you that you thought, oh, that's interesting?
Yeah, there was. It wasn't actually a surprise, but it was interesting that there was quite a lot around sustainability this year and the environment. And when I say a lot of stuff, I mean, of high quality. It was impressive to see that type of content, that narrative, that big story that's so important to us is really cutting through now, and people are paying attention to it and throwing resources at it and making sure that there's good quality interrogative journalism around that particular subject. So that was really reassuring and good to see, and I hope that trend continues.
And finally, would you have any words of advice for the reporters working online? What you think they need to keep doing? It's an area that is always in flux. There's lots happening. What would you say to reporters and editors working online right now?
I would say right now, during this crisis, hang in there and do your best to try and keep doing what we do. I think there's a real threat to quality journalism at the moment because of the issues that the entire economy is facing, and the global economy at that. So, don't be demoralized. Keep doing what you do, and longer term, the industry will survive, and hopefully it'll come out stronger. It's just keeping faith in that and making sure that you feel like you can continue to do and play a role in the next phase of modern journalism. I think it's really important to keep an eye on that. I guess the other thing I'd say is keep healthy. That's about it, really.
Yeah. Well, David, I hope you keep healthy as well, and good luck continuing to produce quality journalism. As you say, there's a lot to be done on that front, but I think you guys are doing a great job there as well. And thank you for being our chair once again.
That's very kind. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
And thank you to you, the viewer, for joining us.